Steam excursions are very, very rare trains to see, even when being led by a steam locomotive. But some excursions still led by diesels. But today's year, excursions are still popular to this day, even for rail fans. But even though steam engines are very rare, there may be some missing information about them, and this is today's video I'm gonna go into. So here's the video of missing information from steam locomotives. This is a 3D excursion edition. This is not a iceberg edition. So yeah, I just like I said in the beginning, I'll be talking about missing information about steam locomotives, which featuring Canadian Pacific 2816, Reading 2101, and even Santa Fe 3751, obviously. But some steam locomotives that you might don't know about the information that you've been heard about them. So yeah, let's get into the list. Number 1. You guys heard about Canadian Pacific 2016 and Morocco Road 261 doubleheader. And you guys think that Morocco Road 261 is the first engine to doublehead? No, the first engine to doublehead may actually surprise you. It's actually Canadian National 280 number 2141. Let me take you back to 2004. It was the time that Canadian Pacific 2016 visited the Kamloops Heritage Railway, where Canadian National 2141 was at right now. The two engines did a side-by-side photo and even double-headed. There's a couple photos about it, but I can't find any videos about the double-header. Number 2. We should guys heard about the retirement of Fiscal 482 number 1522 in 2002. But before her retirement, there's actually plans of her future excursion to travel to the Grand Canyon Railway for the NRHS convention special in 2002. Since I don't know how to explain this, I'll let Train Kid SB4449 to explain this. Plus, this is an audio that is recorded.
Was one other factor that eventually led to the 1522's retirement. The story goes that in June of that year, during a board meeting discussing the locomotive's future, one of the owners of the Grand Canyon Railway in Williams, Arizona, offered to bring the 1522 out to the railroad for that year's NRHS convention later in August. The engine would have operated on some of the BNSF's lines through Oklahoma, Texas, and New Mexico, and once arriving in Arizona, it would have operated alongside the railroad's 282 Mikado number 4960, their former Lake Superior and Nishpeming 280 Consolidation number 18, and another visiting steam excursion star, Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe 484 Northern number 3751. However, the SLSTA's management believed that this offer was a way of manipulating them into selling the 1522 to the Grand Canyon Railway, rather than bringing the Frisco 482 Mountain out for a visit, thus leading to further arguments between the group and the National Museum of Transportation.
Number 3. The guys heard about Reading 484-2101 on the Chelsea Steam Special Program. But did you know that 2101 is going to be in another program called the Conrail Steam Program? And again, I'm going to let someone else to explain this, but from Pensy 19 or Pensy Fan 19, since I have bad memory of remembering this.
Conrail Steam Excursion Program. After the Chelsea Steam Special, Ross Rowland was interested in Conrail, another newly formed freight railroad, to hold excursions with Reading 2101. However, this plan was declined due to the railroad being only 2 years old at this time, sorting out other matters such as line abandons and consolidation. In the mid-1980s, Conrail's new CEO, Richard Sanborn, was looking to get the railroad into the steam excursion fad. They first chose the New York Central 482 to be the leader of the steam program, number 3001 at the National New York Central Railroad Museum in Elgard, Indiana. Unfortunately, 3 events happened that would crush the hopes and dreams of Conrail's steam program. First was Norfolk Southern's Dismal Swamp incident in 1986 with the 611, mentioned previously. Then there was the Chase, Maryland accident in 1987. And finally, the last nail in the coffin, Sanborn's unfortunate passing on February 12, 1989. Before his death, Sanborn was in the process of going over the specifics for CNO 2716 to run an excursion for Conrail.
Number 4. And this time I'll be explaining this, not somebody else's. We had plans to rent the 2 famous locomotives to Vancouver, Canada. And guess what? It failed. And this is what's the next one about. This one is about Southern Pacific 4449 and Union Pacific 844 driving to Vancouver, Canada for Expo 86. Let me explain about this. After the Rail Fair of Chicago in 1949 and the first Rail Fair in 1964 in Canada, Expo 86 was now set up, which provides Canadian American locomotives like Canadian National 1392, Great Western 51, Rocket, Charleston, etc. There were plans for Union Pacific 844 and Southern Pacific 4449 to travel to Vancouver, Canada, but it was later cancelled for 2 reasons. For 844, it was a lack of enthusiasm for Burlington Northern. And for 4449, the state of Oregon is not paying the 4449 trip to Vancouver, Canada. It was the last time the 2 engines would be meeting each other before being separated. And that wraps up 4 missing information on excursion engines. I hope you learned something about your favorite engines. If so, please comment what's the favorite one that you saw. So, part 2 will be coming down the line. So, goodbye.